Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Joe Napoli, your city manager, and I'd like to welcome you to our fifth Zoom at noon. We started this actually 5 months ago. It's turned out to be a great feature that we're offering to our residents now, where myself and our staff will go over some items that we think are of interest to our residents, and then we'll answer questions that have already been submitted to us. We'll answer those questions, and then we'll answer any questions that perhaps some of our residents who are listening in will have. So I'd like to first of all introduce the other people that are on the call right now. Mike Cabello, who's our information manager for the city, Carlos Baker, who's our community development director, Chief Captain D. Giovanni, who's our district police chief, Gary Harrington, who's our district fire chief, Stacy Weiss, who I know a lot of you know, who's our parks and recreation director as well. So they're on. They'll be assisting me as we go through this and also help answer questions. And so, Mike, if we could go to the next slide, and what I'd like to do is just give a quick overview on the agenda. Like I said initially, we're going to update you on some city projects and initiatives. I want to talk about the Cooper Academy because this is something we're bringing back. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we had the past 2 years, we've had to cancel Cooper Academy, but we're going to be bringing it back in January. City communications, just how you can make sure that you're signed up to all of our avenues of communication with our residents and businesses. Then we'll go through the question and answer session, and then I'll just give some highlights on some upcoming events that we have for the city. If you do have any questions as we're going through, please just use the Q&A function on your bar, and you can ask the question throughout the hour, and we'll go ahead and answer them once we get to the Q&A session. So let me just give you a few updates on things going on around the city. Right now, as part of our beautification process, and just so everybody knows, what we did last year, we developed the first strategic plan that the city has, and one of the 4 priorities is revitalization and beautification of the city. So we have a lot of projects going on now dedicated to revitalizing and beautifying the city in some of our areas that really needed some really tender loving care. And one of those was Stirling Road. The ficus trees along Stirling Road were worn, old, and so we've removed all of those on the north side, and we're doing the irrigation repairs have been done because a lot of it was due to lack of irrigation, and we've planted a new plant there that is much more able to withstand both time and the Florida effects of not only the weather but also from diseases. And so we've planted the podocarpus there, which is a much firmer plant. And we're doing right now, we're doing between 1/16th and 1/18th, and then we're going to work along other parts of the western part of Stirling Road in the future. We're also doing a lift station rehab, the one adjacent to L.E. Kozak Park. And this is we're doing lift station rehabs throughout the city, and we're doing it in a very deliberate manner, and we have a schedule. And what it is, it really is upgrading, modernizing it, and making it safer and easier for our folks to maintain. We've had a COVID-19 testing site, as many of you know, at Sue Ellen Farnham Sports Complex for quite a while. I would say at least 6 to 7 months, actually longer than that. We've decided to, along with the vendor, to go ahead and close it just because there's very limited demand. But if there is an increase in demand, then we will certainly reopen that COVID testing site. But last Friday was the last day, and so now it's closed. As I mentioned, Cooper Academy. For those of you who may not know what Cooper Academy is, it's really providing our residents an opportunity to get an in-depth understanding and awareness of how the city operates. So it offers in-depth 1-hour sessions over I believe it's a 6 to 8 week period, one night a week, and it really gives an in-depth look at the roles and responsibility of not only all of our city departments. So our residents will get an appreciation for each city department, but also how the city government works. You have an opportunity to have a session with the commissioners and city management, and then with all of our city departments. So it's a wonderful educational awareness property for our residents. And our hope is that residents will become more involved, become more aware of what the city's doing. And so we're going to start this back up in January, and our registration is up through mid-November, and there's where you can apply at. And we're going to continue to send out information on this. Right now we have a cap of 20 participants. We're up to 10 already, and we just opened it up. But I look forward to restarting Cooper Academy. As many of you may know, that our city commission has recently approved the purchase of 3 new fire. We have a total of 4, but 3 new fire apparatus: an engine, a ladder truck, and also a fire rescue truck. The funding that we're using for this is ARPA money. It's going to be, the total for all 3 is about $2.6 million. And fortunately, we're able to use ARPA money to purchase these fire apparatus. One of them should be arriving as early, the engine should be arriving as early as first quarter of next year, but the other 2, because of the lag time in building, will probably be about 1.5 years before we see the other 2. Just want to make sure that everybody is aware on how they can connect with the city. We do send out a weekly in-depth email blast. We call it an email blast every Thursday, and that has a plethora of information on activities in the city, review of city commission meetings, updates on our code, but just a lot of information that is beneficial to our residents. You can scan this QR code right now, and you'll be put on our list to not only get the newsletter, but you'll also be getting all of our events, updates, activity updates, and any alerts that we send. So I really do encourage everybody to go ahead and sign up for this so that you can get on our list of all the information that we push out via email. We're also, you can also connect with us on all our social media sites. All the information that we put out in the newsletter is posted on our social media sites. All the updates, information, we simultaneously posted to our social media sites. So please join these sites if you use them. There's the addresses so that you can be receiving information on all of our social media sites as well. We've also transitioned our emergency notification system that we have with our residents. So we started this at the beginning of this month, and you probably heard that what we used before was Code Red, but we've transitioned to Everbridge for emergency notifications. Everbridge offers more capabilities, and it also offers the ability to geofence, which Code Red did not. So we could target notifications as well. The good thing about this is the state established a contract which municipalities can use, and which it doesn't cost anything. Whereas before we were paying for Code Red, right now we're saving money by using Everbridge. So not only is it cost saving, but it's a capability increase of what we were using with Code Red. I urge you to sign up today at that address there. This is also posted on all of our on our website and social media sites, so that you can be notified as we were doing with Code Red, but now through Everbridge. All right, so Mike, let's go ahead and jump into our question and answer session. We just have 2 questions this time. Last time we had 13, but in addition to these questions that we've already received. If you have any other questions, please go ahead and send them through the Q&A tab. You can look at this one, and this is really pertaining to the transportation that we offer for the city. And we do offer a senior transportation program, and it's offered to residents that are 62 or older and who unfortunately are not able to drive. And you can see on there when it is offered and how you can sign up for it. So please, if you do need senior transportation, please call that number, sign up, so that we can ensure that we're offering you the benefits of this program. I know we have a lot of people using it now, and I look forward to offering it to more individuals so that we can, hopefully this will increase awareness and answer the question that was asked. Stacey, I don't know if you have anything else you want to
add? Good afternoon, Stacey Weiss. We are happy to assist.
Stacey, we may not be hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I just wanted to reiterate that, staff is able to assist any individuals should they have any questions regarding the senior transportation program, how to get registered for it, being familiar with the doctor's offices and the locations that we do serve. We do have boundaries, but it is not restricted to solely Cooper City. So if there is anyone in question, please feel free to reach out to staff and they can provide more information.
Thanks, Stacey. Next question, Mike. This is about B&Bs, bed and breakfast, being allowed in the city, specifically Flamingo Gardens. They actually fall under a temporary public lodging establishment in the Florida statute, and therefore they'd be covered in our city's vacation rental ordinance. And so I'm going to ask Carlos Vega, our Community Development Director, to go ahead and expand on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Joe. And so, yeah, bed and breakfast, they fall under, as the manager said, under the Florida Statute 509, which is where we have established our vacation rental ordinance. And so we would treat it the same as a vacation rental for the purposes of registering the home, providing that the bed and breakfast has the same requirements as far as the use, occupancy, the safety requirements that will be required as the same as a vacation rental. The statute speaks to both vacation rentals and bed and breakfast as being a transient lodging establishment, and so the process would be the same. They'd apply through our short-term rental software system, which will be coming to Cooper City fairly soon, and would be happy to answer any questions from there.
Okay, thanks, Carlos. Okay, Mike, do we have any other questions?
None at this time, Joe.
Okay, well then let me talk about some upcoming events, and then I'm sorry. Yeah, some upcoming events that we have. Then I'm going to ask our police chief and also our fire chief to go ahead and give an update or anything that they would like to let the residents know about. We do have a public input meeting scheduled for next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. here at City Hall. And what it is we submitted some projects. It's called the CSLIP program to the county. And these would be county funded projects really for transportation improvements in the city. So we submitted a project last month. Our commission approved it. But we also need to do a community outreach meeting so that we can get public input on this proposed project. And what it would be is we would give a presentation on the proposed project, and then we would ask for any feedback from the community. So this will be next Tuesday at 5:30 here at City Hall, and it'll be discussing 90th Avenue mobility improvements. So please, if you're interested, come and attend directly. It'll also be like all of our meetings are, you can also see it on channel 78, as well as we'll have a Zoom call in. But this again will be next Tuesday, November 1st at 5:30 p.m. And here's some upcoming events. Actually, I'm going to ask Stacy to go through all of these. Our Parks and Recreation Department, they do a tremendous job in putting on events throughout the city, throughout the year. And we have a lot coming up in the very near future. So Stacy, would you mind talking briefly about each one of these?
Sure thing. Thank you, Joe. So Friday night, we will have our Booper City event. This is a new Halloween event that the Parks and Recreation Department is hosting for the community. It's going to be over here in Memorial Park, which is in between the community center as well as City Hall. There will be an opportunity for participants to trick or treat through a spooky element along with the costume contest. So it's definitely going to be a fun night for all from 6:30 to 8:30. Saturday morning out at Countryside Shops, we'll have the businesses out there that will be participating in the trick or treat from the shop to shop out there. I know that fire department will also be on site with some tents as well, so they'll be out there assisting us for that. On Friday, November 11th, we'll have our Veterans Day ceremony out here at Memorial Park again. And then followed after the ceremony, the Legion will be hosting activities at their facility as well. Saturday, November 19th, we will have our garage sale at Flamingo West Park. That will be from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning. Registration has started for that for residents, so we do have spots filling up for that. We have roughly 50 spots in total. And then we have our really, really big show to kick off the holiday season. Friday, December 2nd, we'll have Light Up Cooper City at Memorial Park. It will begin at 6:30 p.m. It will be a lot of activities, community groups. Santa will be arriving. So it's going to be a fun night for all. So we have a lot coming up in the future. And then we've got some more trickling down after that to continue with the holiday season.
Thanks, Stacy. Lots going on. Appreciate it. What else, Mike? Is that it?
Yes, that's it, Joe. And as of right now, no further questions.
No further questions? Well, if anybody's on and you have questions, please go ahead and ask. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is ask our police district chief, Captain Giovanni, just to give a brief update to our residents.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Napoli, for the opportunity. It's good to be here with everyone and to just give you a quick snapshot of your law enforcement team and the public safety mission where we stand. So currently, we've been telling you all year that the city has invested in a multi-phase technology plan. We're starting to see those investments implemented into the field. So we have automated license plate readers that are being installed at various locations in the city currently. Within the first week of that installation, the first one, we had 3 separate incidents that had helped us either have a more improved public response time to such as a traffic accident, and or 2 other cases where we were able to get important information to secure an arrest warrant for those who want to come into the city to commit crime. So we look forward to more rollout of these field implementations, and we'll keep the public updated on that process. We have Halloween coming up, which is obviously something that we want to ensure that everyone's going to be very safe as they're out there with their children trick-or-treating. So we want to reassure the public that we have doubled our staffing, including an extra supervisor for Monday evening to ensure the safety of our children as they're trick-or-treating. We want to remind the public that it's important that an adult be, a responsible adult be with all children that are trick-or-treating, and that you really monitor what the children are receiving and only take items that are properly wrapped, and anything that's questionable, please discard before you let your child have it, just to ensure the safety of all of our children. And then lastly, I did want to just take a moment to speak on code. So earlier we had a question pertaining to short-term rentals, and I know that Director Vega did a outstanding job just highlighting, the key aspects of that. I did want to remind everyone that the city's other code of ordinances still do apply to short-term rentals. So for example, if you happen to see that a short-term rental has renters inside that are causing a lot of noise, that would be in violation to the city's noise ordinance, you can call the local law enforcement team and you can report that to us and we can investigate that as a separate ordinance violation. So that's one such example. Speaking about code, we did want to just remind the public that the code mission is always seeking to gain compliance. It's not seeking to be punitive. The code enforcement team is out there to deal with quality of life issues, to ensure that the standards of the city, the high standards of the city, are that they're being maintained. And those quality of life issues such as bulk trash and general lighting issues are maintained. And so with that, our code team always will go out if they observe a violation. They're required per Florida state statute and the city's code of ordinance to issue a warning. That warning is simply just letting you know, to educate you on what the violation is, what the city's code is, and to give recommendations on how to remedy that violation. If you ever have any questions about a warning citation or a warning letter that you received from the code team, the code inspector's contact information is right there on that warning, and you can contact them directly and you can speak to them about that. Our hope is always to get you towards compliance, even if that means that you need extra time. Perhaps you don't have the time to pressure wash the sidewalk that weekend, and you just need an extra couple of weeks. All you have to do is call us, let us know that, and we're willing to help you get onto the path of compliance. It's never to be punitive. So if you have any questions about the city's code of ordinances or code enforcement or quality of life concerns in general, please do reach out to my team. 954-435-2000, ask for the code department and we can assist you.
Thanks, Chief. Chief Harrington?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Thank you, Mr. Napoli. We have a few things. Mr. Napoli mentioned that we purchased 3 apparatus. I'm optimistic that we will have our rescue and our engine sometime in 2023. The ladder truck is going to take a little longer. We expect that delivery to be in 2024. Our crews are currently out flushing hydrants. We've done approximately 100% of the hydrants for this year. And the reason we go out and we do that is to basically clear out any sedimentation that is in the lines. And at the same time, we verify that the hydrant is good. And if it is broken or out of service, then our utilities department is notified and they can make the repairs necessary. This month of October, we're in Fire Prevention Week. And we're visiting all the local schools and academies and spreading the fire prevention message of safety. And we're with our life safety educators that are out there also assisting us. And we've gone pretty much through the month of October and even into November with our schedule. So you will see the fire trucks out at the local schools. One area that we're going to start doing is our pre-fire planning of businesses. So you will see the fire trucks out in the shopping malls and all the different businesses within Cooper City. And we're going to be drawing maps and taking measurements of these buildings, just so we have a better understanding of where the hydrants are located, where the fire department connections are located, any hazards that the building may pose. All of this information we will be able to utilize in our vehicles when we're responding to a call. Some improvements we have coming up for Station 28 is impact windows and doors are going to be shortly installed within the next few weeks. And we're also planning on installing security cameras outside of the station in the parking areas. And Captain Giovanni is also assisting with the real-time crime center in connecting our cameras. And so that way there, our vehicles, as well as the personal vehicles and department vehicles, will be under scrutiny at all times. That's all we have right now.
All right, thanks, Chief. I appreciate it. And earlier when I was introducing our directors, two additional directors are on as well. We have Raj Verma, who's our utilities director, and Aaron Kendrick, who's our CFO. Don't want to put you two on the spot, but do either of you have anything you'd like to update residents on?
Yeah, the only thing, we continue to provide water and sewer services. So all I can say is the water is still running and it's a great quality water, and the toilet is flushing, so you are in good hands. And if you have got any questions, please feel free to connect with us, and we will try to address them as quickly as possible. So that's all I have, Mr. Manager, sir. Thank you.
No, thanks, Raj. And we've got a tremendous team in our utilities department. They do keep the water running at all times. And also our stormwater, recently we had some pretty significant rain events, and our utilities department kept all of the drains free and significantly mitigated some of the potential flooding that we could have had. But got a great team in utilities. So thanks, Raj.
Thank you.
Anything, Raj? Anything, Aaron?
The only thing I guess that I would make mention to is that just to let the citizens know that we are now in a new fiscal year, and so we have implemented a new fiscal budget for this year, and just to kind of keep an eye out, because there are some, in addition to supporting some really good programs that the city provides on a yearly basis, there are also some really significant, nice added things that will come along as a part of that budget for the capital, in terms of capital items. And so the focus of our budget is generally always providing safety from the BSO side of the house, as well as providing services to help create this environment of someplace special. And that we believe that the budget that we've developed this year will add to that overall environment. And so just be aware that we're always working on your behalf to try to create programs and services that create the someplace special mantra that we have here. So just stay abreast and kind of watch what we're doing this year.
Thanks, Aaron. And we're very fortunate to have Aaron. He's been with us since January, and I think we also put together a very good budget. Our commission was directed us to work with a significantly reduced tax. And right now, I think you all know the rate has been reduced to 5.875, which is a significant reduction. But at the same time, as Mr. Kendrick indicated last night at our commission meeting, we're going to be able to add potentially between about $2.5 million into our reserves, into what we call our fund balance. So not only has the commission reduced the tax rate, and we've been able to operate in that, but we've also been able to add to our reserves as well. So financially, I think we're in the city's in actually very, very good shape right now. All right, I don't think, Mike, we have anything else. Did anybody come up with any additional questions?
No additional questions, Joe.
All right, well, thanks. I'd like to thank all of our residents who participated today, all of those who sent questions in. I urge you to encourage others to join this venue every month. Submit questions. If not, we post it on all of our social media platforms, so you can view it there as well. I'd also like to thank all of our directors who participated today, as well as our BSO partners. Thank you, everybody, and I look forward to talking to you next month.